Okay, rolling.
Get over here.
All right, I'm coming. And hello,
Happy 2023.
or happy 2024.
Yeah, this is our recap of 2023, an exciting year of change, year of opportunity, a year of growth, a year of
Adventure.
adventure, hard work,
Yeah.
and exploration.
We'll start off with November 2022, where we left off last year with you.
With a new addition to our family, a rescue kitty joined our lives.
His name is Granite, and he has been pure joy to be with. In the beginning, it was a little difficult.
More like pure terror.
Yeah, we were trying to give him away, but he really wound his way out into our hearts,
Yeah.
and we now have him. Everyone's happy except for Marble.
She's our kitty that we've had for years, and she's not quite so enamored with the new kitten. He was a baby, or actually just under a year old when we got him. And he had every bit of energy that a young kitten would have.
So they've had their differences, and we've just had to live with it that way. That's how it is now. There was a point where, in the beginning, where we had to divide literally the house in two just to keep them apart. But they've kind of grown to just,
Tolerate each other.
I don't even know if it tolerate is the right word, but they seem to live
Yeah.
with each other
Yeah.
amongst all kinds of tension.
They have had their moments of a little frickus and fracas, but for the most part, I think they've gotten into a routine. They just accept certain areas of the house are one, and the other area of the house is for the other.
December.
So we started off December, the holiday season. We spent part of that with his family in American Canyon.
For Christmas.
And then we went up to Lake Tahoe and enjoyed the snow. He came up on the New Year's Eve day, the day before New Year's, or the night, and got stuck in the big snowstorm. So we had lots of snow up in Lake Tahoe. We had a little bit of his experience of digging out in the snow and being stuck in the snow. And ironically, he was just probably a mile away from our cabin.
Actually, it was a quarter of a mile away from the cabin.
Even shorter.
Even fun.
But after we got his car out and got him out, it took a little while to do that. Actually overnight. But that was the ordeal at the New Year's. And then we kicked off the new year in Tahoe with a new fresh snowstorm, spending time with family, and then going out into the new year.
The snowstorm did make for beautiful scenery, so that was a plus.
It was gorgeous up there.
January.
Ciao, 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 ciao.
January 2023, big happenings.
Yeah, that was the month I had decided to go out on my own and form my new business, Brown Properties, and leave Lawton Properties, where I'd been for over 10 years. And it was time to venture on my own. So that was the pull the plug and reconnect in a different way, and switch offices, expand my office, and start to expand my staff. So there's a lot going on in January and February.
March.
So in March we did a road trip down to the Central Coast to visit a good friend of ours, Joy Reinhardt, who has a restaurant called Ellie's Tap and Vine outside of Solvang.
It was great. It was a quick weekend road trip that we had planned before with our friend Richard, but unfortunately he couldn't make it, but we just wanted to get it out of the way. So we made this trip down, and it was really nice. It was a good weekend to spend, to see her enjoy her foods at her great restaurant.
Awesome foods. And then visit Solvang, and we spent some time in Solvang.
Yeah. Well, she has also a store called Pride and Joy.
Pride and Joy.
So check it out when you're in Solvang.
Yeah, that was a great trip. But that was the first part of March, and it was really my first getaway since January was starting the business. Second half of March, I was pleasantly surprised with receiving the award of Board Member of the Year for the foundation, the Rainbow Chamber of Commerce Foundation, which is the nonprofit arm that raises money for scholarships and LGBT community activation in Sacramento. And I was selected as the Board Member of the Year, so I was honored with that.
May.
So in May, I did another NCAC, NorCal AIDS cycle, which is a multi-day bike ride that used to be 4 days, and I've done that over 10 times. This year was a 2-day ride, which was great to get out and be cycling with friends, cycling for a cause, raising money for local charities, and then the great weather and enjoying the Sacramento area. So it was really nice to get out and do that. And I haven't been cycling as much. I did have an accident in February where I fell off the bike and nearly broke my collarbone, and so that put me into a little bit of a behind training for this, but I was able to accomplish the ride, raise the money, and complete that. So I was very happy with myself with that. Well, it kind of leads into, because I just talked about the chamber. And
Fast forward to July. Something super exciting for me was I got the opportunity to work remotely for about a month. That's when our team, it's a little quiet time for our team, so there's not really a reason for us to be in the office all the time. So I took that opportunity to work remotely from Lisbon or Portugal. So I spent some time in Lisbon, Setúbal, Porto, and then back to Lisbon in mid-July until mid-August. It was great. I got to eat a lot of vegan restaurants. That was really the driving force for that trip, unknowingly. He really wanted me to go there to check out real estate, what that scenery was, but I spent most of my time just exploring the great vegan options that they have there in Portugal instead.
And neighborhoods, you got to explore quite a few different neighborhoods.
That's true, I did, yeah, so that was a bonus, and then I lost weight, because walking up those up and down hills in Lisbon, Porto, and all those other places, that really helped a lot.
And it was during the warmer months,
yeah.
So a little sweat.
Mm-hmm. He was supposed to join me during that time in Portugal, but unfortunately he caught COVID again, so he couldn't go. But then I got to see him in August in Chicago on my way home to Sacramento for our nephew Jason's
wedding.
Jason
and Shelley's wedding.
So that was fun. That was my first time in Chicago. Loved that city.
Yeah.
It was just has a great vibe, and I would love to explore Chicago again in maybe not so hot weather, experience the infamous winters of Chicago. Who knows?
But we did do a riverboat tour
cruise
in Chicago, which was great for the scenery and great to see Chicago.
Yeah, so many highlights in Chicago for sure, just to reunite with him after a month, and then
our families. So family were there for the wedding, and then for his first tour of Chicago. So it was really exciting.
It was a great summer for sure.
Yeah.
In September, we had a boat ride through the Sacramento River for our friend Richard's birthday. It was a delayed celebration for his birthday because scheduling wise, his birthday was in August, but we got to do it in September, which is really, really fun.
And it was a nice afternoon up and down the Sacramento River and the American River where the confluence comes together. It's just a great leisurely boat ride with friends, enjoying the afternoon, enjoying the weather. It was just perfect. It was a really nice afternoon. Yeah. And then later that month, the Chamber did an event at the American River College with a culinary arts program, and it was our 9th annual Farm to Scholar dinner, which is a dinner we do out in a vineyard or farm, or at the where we do a pairing of meals, wine and food, and it was a Moroccan theme. So it was a really tasty meal with great wines, beautiful evening with friends and lots of friends.
Now October, very, very fun. I got a sewing machine with my friend Jay. We're sharing it, even though I've just mostly been using it to tailor some shirts. So that's very, very exciting for me since I lost weight from that trip in Portugal. Even sewed a button for him on one of his shirts.
Yep. And then we flew off to the Philippines, my first trip to the Philippines, for him to visit family and reconnect with friends. Exciting trip, big trip. Lots of miles in the air, but for me, seeing Manila for the first time was really fantastic. And then more importantly, visiting Cagayan de Oro, which is where his family is from, and experiencing that. And it is two separate worlds from Manila to Cagayan. It's dense, it's traffic, it's exciting, there's a lot going on. It was really hard for me to take it all in, but it was really quite the experience.
We were there for my aunt and uncle's 50th wedding anniversary, so a huge deal. And we, thank goodness I got some clearance from my work to go. Albeit it was a short trip, it was still a great trip. We packed in so much adventure and fun in about 10 days.
It was a fantastic trip.
Yeah,
I'd
we
highly
all-
recommend anybody making that trip to the Philippines.
Yeah. So I saw friends in Manila, family in Cagayan de Oro City, and also Davao.
Wow.
Hi. And here we are.
So where are we?
We're in November. Went back to Dia de los Muertos
Oh yeah.
for a second time in a couple of years. That was fun.
And here, the day after Thanksgiving, which in the past I couldn't get to do much of that because of the Christmas tree farm, but since that's a different operation, a different family. So one of the changes that happened in 2023, we had decided that we would look for another family or an opportunity to lease out the Christmas tree farm. After the fire and some of the changes in life, the last few years we've been doing wreaths during the Christmas holiday season and not doing trees. We'd kind of moved away from the Christmas trees after the fire. And so we were looking for a family to potentially lease out the farm, at least that part of the farm. And we did find a family to lease that out, the Lay family, and they have opened it with Halloween with pumpkins, and they did the September and October with pumpkins, which is something we never got to do. We'd always talked about it. But this is my first Thanksgiving and not having to worry about anything to do with the Christmas tree farm, not the wreath making, not the Christmas trees, any of that. So it was really kind of a nice change to be able to come to the coast for Thanksgiving instead of being really booked down with the farm. Now we're over here on Point Reyes at Tamales Bay, enjoying the beautiful afternoon
Yeah, amazing weather we have here.
along
and
the
we can
Pacific
see,
Ocean.
Yeah, the coast behind us. So we got really lucky this time.
And so yesterday with family, today out on the coast, and then this evening with family. So looking forward to it.
So once again, happy holidays to everybody.
We're looking forward to each and every one of you having a blessed holiday and, more importantly, a fantastic new year.
Thank you for rolling with us.
Rolling with the Pauls out on the coast of California.
It's actually...